Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Francois Toit, and I am graced by Luciana Pirangeli. Today, we'll be delving into how to benefit from exercise, specifically focus on why it's essential to build your muscle and why to delve into this whole paradigm shift that we're going through in terms of different forms of exercise, which are so faddy, and some of them are so kind of like blown out of proportions, like this is the best exercise now, and now this yoga pose, and now whatever it might be. But we're going to be discussing the real foundations, the core of what exercise benefits every single person to have great health right now, and especially help them to be able to live a long and fruitful life, being able to do the things when you're still 90 years old that you are able to still do at this moment. So, Luciana, maybe you'd like to introduce yourself and your expertise in this background in our discussion.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Francois, for having me here. It's really an honor, and it's really great and fulfilling to to speak with people that are like-minded, and to have all the listeners also looking after themselves, finding information about what they can do. And I love what you said. It's about longevity, and when we say longevity, not necessarily a number, it's the quality of life up to that number when we all go. So yes, I'm a wellness coach. I'm a holistic coach, and there's a part of it which is fitness, the body. So we have the four pillars. We have the physical, the mental, the spiritual, and the emotional. And I believe if we have these four main broad pillars in balance, we can flow better through life. Right? Life will always throw the curveballs, and it's part of the challenge, part of the fun. But the more like stronger and firmer and hold we are and balance from within, we can handle the challenges probably in a better way, or in a flowing way. Let's put it that way. So yes, the focus for today is about fitness and how important it is for health. And we're going to just focus mainly in why building muscle, like why is building muscle important.
Wonderful. Thank you. You know, the word that came up when you mentioned that we're building resilience. And resilience means that, when life throws a curveball, you can bounce back and have that extra vitality to face it and overcome it. And that physical body strength is part of it, really. I realize I haven't introduced myself. I'm a naturopathic doctor and a wellness coach. And my approach has been, for most of my life, fitness and exercise driven, because I grew up with an amazing dad that initially forced me to go to the gym 5 days a week. Initially, I didn't like it. And as I grew older, I started to develop my own ways of exercising that I enjoy. And I reflect back, like, I'm so grateful, because that foundation of fitness helped me so much that when I decided to train for the half Ironman in 2022, I could complete it successfully with no backgrounds in triathlons at all. And if it wasn't for the type of strength-based training that you'll be discussing more of, it wouldn't have been possible as well. And it's been a foundation as post that year, meaning last year, 2023, when I stopped the triathlon training program, but just continued other forms of exercise, but still the weight-based training, where we're still fit enough in the beginning of this year, just last weekend or the weekend before, to compete in a Triathlon X in Still Bay, which is more like the adventure version with trail running and mountain biking. And I came second in the sprint distance. And it blew my mind because, in my mind, I'm like, maybe I'll find fifth or sixth place, but I came in second. And I just realized the foundations that I've laid, thankfully, thanks to yourself and, coaches and mentors relating to the strength-based training that we'll be discussing, have built this into me, that I had that foundation to compete so well.
Oh, that's so great news, and congrats on your achievements. Second place, that's great. And I love what you said. It's about, it's about having the energy and the vitality ready for whenever you need it. I mean, if I have to just summarize the whole talk, it's just that. It's having that energy and vitality for what? You want to climb a mountain, you are ready. You need to go down the stairs 20 flights, and you're ready to do it, right? So
and enjoy it at the end. Even enjoy it.
Exactly, enjoy it. Yeah. And as you were saying, I'm an athlete myself. I've been a sportwoman my whole life. I love mainly explosive sports. I play handball, a lot of volleyball, beach volleyball. I went to the universities, which are like the Olympics for students at a time, and I was on world tour for beach volleyball as well. And it's amazing. And yet you need, you know, when you are playing, when you're doing your sport, whatever it is, whether it is running, triathlon, or beach volleyball, you want to have the basis right, you know, stronger foundations. So then you can focus on tactics, on the mental side of it, and that you can rely on your body in that sense. So yeah, thank you for sharing that with us, and thank you for sharing that that you didn't like exercise, and then you eventually went
Yes.
to to the gym. You know, I'm gonna tell you a secret. I till today don't really like to go to the gym. I I mean, and I'm a sport person. I loving out. I'm super energetic, but I like to be outdoors. However, for the last few years, I go to the gym once or twice a week just to maintain and build muscle mass for strength training. And this is why we are speaking, we're having this conversation today. So
Yes.
yeah, I am like you and like many of you that do not like to go to the gym. I go because I know the benefits, the rewards, you know, the 20-80 Pareto rule. You put 20% of the effort to get 80% out of it. And there's a protocol that I use for strength training, which literally takes between 10 and 15 minutes every session. So you can do it twice, it's 30 minutes a week. It's about doing the right exercise at the right tempo with the right load for every single person, because we are all individuals. But as you mentioned, it's a very particular and amazing protocol, helping us build the muscles that are needed also for the day-to-day tasks that we do, because we are moving, you know, life is movement. We are moving. No movement, right?
Life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're making me think now, when I started on this journey, with the specific protocol that you also follow and you're a coach and expert in, I really struggled to find a coach and I had to look overseas. And to be honest, I'm very grateful to have come across you, because I think more South Africans, you're in Cape Town, right?
I'm in Cape Town, correct.
Yeah, I'm in George, in the heart of the Garden Route. You know, more South Africans need to be introduced to this strength training protocol that you'll be delving into more in terms of what you'll be discussing, in terms of also the program, your online program coming up. And it's really important to have someone that you can basically ask, I need support, I need help. For me, I'm attempt to be an overanalyzer and get stuck on the details. So when I looked into the protocol that had a lot of elements to it, I was overwhelmed with complexity. And to be honest, even though I could have stopped, and this is mainly just my mindset, I could have stopped and said, I just break it down into smaller and smaller steps. To be honest, I just wanted to call someone and ask them. It's my personality. And I'm sure many people like me in that same sense. So I'm grateful that they can be introduced to your services.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Francois. Yeah, it's true. Having a coach is having someone, you know, that helps you stay accountable, that walks with you, that helps you just unlock those maybe moments where we either don't have that motivation, that inspiration, or we don't know how to change an exercise. So yeah, it does. I myself have a few coaches because I know what they can do,
Yes.
how they can really help you fly, you know?
Oh, that's so true. For me, the same. It's like I've been so grateful to delve into I'm relatively new in the sense of having my own coach, as well as delving into many of the wider aspects of coaching. But it's thankful we have the terminology now, because I've always been a wellness coach in terms of growing up in natural medicine and, delving into the whole field of the wellness industry overseas. But, the terminology is also advancing so people can understand. It's really about that the personalized care and taking someone's hand and helping people to see the solutions in and of themselves, not necessarily having to say, this is what you must do, but just having the discussion, figuring out this is actually what you want to do. This is what you want to achieve. This is the body. Let's say it this way. I know one of the challenges that helped me a lot is in December last year, we had a Let's Gain the Summer Fit Body challenge. And, this is a nice period of time, a long period away into December, but not so far away as some people might think if you procrastinate, to start to lay the foundations, to have that beautiful, whatever you want to fit, strong, or whatever it might be, body for summer in the end of this year in South Africa. Some sunny December, and other parts of the world it's going to be snowing. For us, that's kind of like a big thing. You want to look sexy on the beach and all of this.
Of course. We want to feel confident, we have the nice posture, feel great, feel sexy. Of course, we want that.
Yes,
We
yes.
deserve it. We all deserve to feel that way. Yeah, I love that.
Everyone does. Everyone deserves to think of themselves and look in the mirror and say, man, this is a gorgeous person. And looking deep initially than what you might perceive as the physical body. One of the things that I think I'll just throw in this tool that totally transformed my life. This is a challenge by a lady that'll come to my mind later. I trust. Well, otherwise, I'll leave it in the comment section. But it's called the high five challenge. And every single morning, she recommends that you go up to the mirror and you give yourself a high five. And that psychology of it is so powerful because there's nothing in your entire frame of being or seeing or acting where high five is not a positive thing. And it's that moment you put aside to say, I've got your back, I'm supporting you, because usually when the day starts, when the cell phone rings or you look at social media or the day just generally starts, it's all about other people. The entire day is a rush for this and this and this for others. And that moment to pause and reflect and say, I've got your back, you've already succeeded. And that level of awareness for most people, that's actually why I mentioned this tool, helps them to get in that frame of, when I see myself in the mirror, I'm starting to fall in love with that person. And that mindset shift changes to your physical appearance changing because your thoughts will lead to a new body. That goes maybe to a little bit of a metaphysical side, but if you want to delve deep into that topic, you can, but that definitely happens.
100%. I love what you're saying. Yeah, and I'm all about energies. I mean, we at the core, we are actually energy.
Yes.
We have the physical body, the mental body, the emotional body, the spiritual body, and the aura and the energy that you're talking about is actually bigger than the density that we have. But what we see in this 3D world is the physical. So look, all of them matter because even the body has a physical intelligence. There's biofeedback between the brain and the body. We have a lot of mechanoreceptors. So temperature, we have these mechanisms of survival. Like if I put my hand on a hot stove, I will retrieve it. And that's the body giving feedback to the brain. And then we have the mind, that's in the mind, and then goes the information down to the body as well. So I think it's amazing, and it's an amazing relationship. It's an amazing relationship to have with the mind and the body and the self, because there's something animating us. I mean, if we are going now metaphysical, there's something inside us animating us. We can call it the way we want, but and that's where the holistic part comes in. So we are talking about the physical muscle now. Is more like literally physical, right? But it's linked to the confidence. That's feelings, how we are feeling, right? Our posture and our self-love. What you said, I love what I see in the mirror. I love that you said that because it's part of the self, and it's your thoughts about yourself. So you are right there combining all the pillars, which is amazing. So yeah, thank you for bringing that.
It's my pleasure. And I'm thinking of it as an example for, our audience and your audience as well, because I think many people's obstacle to going to the gym is because how do I look to other people? And, they're concerned about that when they go to the gym, because unfortunately, and this is something of the gym that I still don't like, is there's mirrors everywhere. And there seems to be this kind of like, I have to look this way and I have to wear as revealing clothes as possible to show off my muscles when I'm doing something. Which is the furthest from my mind when I go to gym. Yes, I want to look good and maybe wear some appropriate clothing that looks good as well. But I'm there for myself and I want to do the exercises in the most, still going through the obstacles of maybe the discomforts or some struggles, and maybe I don't really want to gym, but going through those, yes, obviously. But at the same time, focusing on, it's like, this is my experience that I'm going to enjoy. And I know what I feel like afterwards. And I know how I sleep afterwards. I'll tell you this honestly, every single time I exercise, especially strong string-based training, I sleep like a baby. Best nights of sleep ever. So that's just one motivation why people should start with something if they want to try it out.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And yeah, you're right. There are so many mirrors. Like lately, myself, and as I said, I don't really enjoy going to the gym, but I go 10 minutes because my session is between 9.5 and 10.5 minutes. Go in and out as quickly as I can.
Yeah,
So,
and that can happen with the protocol because it's so short but highly effective. And I think many of our viewers might be skeptical about how a short and effective routine can actually work. Can you explain to people more about that?
yes. Okay. We'll speak about the protocol first, and then we'll speak about why building muscle is important. So, so basically, with this protocol, we want to get into the adaptive response that the natural body has, right? Our body adapts. We need to challenge it for our muscles to grow. If we think about our ancestors, and I just said it, life is movement. Our ancestors didn't have a supermarket to go and buy, or a phone to call Mr. Delivery to come and knock at your door and leave the food, not even having to go to the supermarket. So they had to go and hunt for days or weeks until they get, for that they had to walk, to run. Women in general, they were gatherers. They were also going, picking, squatting all the time to pick the lower fruits, stretching to get the higher up fruits. So all these movements, for running and hunting, you need your glutes. And I'm mentioning this because the protocol, it's 5 main exercises, right? That you do one, you repeat it. So we work the lower body, and the aim of this protocol is to engage the main muscles, the main muscle groups, actually. So we do, for example, a leg press or anything that works heavily our lower back, our glutes, our stronger muscles. So the way we do it is, we check the load, the exact load for your strength. We do it in a certain cadence, so we can compare. So we'll have a number of how long did it take and the volume that you could push, and that will give us a score, and that's your power score, right? So it's good to have one metrics when you start, and then after the 6 weeks, we keep on checking how your scores changes. And ideally, you want that score to maintain and keep on going up and up and up, and that's what we are looking for. All right. So we have a few protocols. The main one is the one that works the global muscles, and that's the most important. That's the one that we should all do every week. Super minimum once a week, ideally twice a week. That's the idea. So we work the lower body. We work our back, for example, with a pull down or pull up if we are strong, and then chest press, for example. So we work our back and our front. And then we do another circuit of 3 exercises, again, lower body. And then we do, for example, a row for our back, and we can do a shoulder press for our shoulders and front. So we work lower, back and front, lower, back and front. And we do this in a circuit fashion. So we also have our heart rate up, and we get a bit of a cardio there. So we're pushing our max in a certain amount of time. So it's not one max repetition. But we have certain numbers that we follow. Why? Because then we can compare. We need to compare apples with apples if we want to see how we progress. And yeah, it's amazing. And we obviously enhance this with, for example, the protein intake, because we need to build.
So essential. Most people miss out on their protein.
Yes.
And all enough for their level of exercise, but just generally for health and fitness. For women, for hormonal health, you want to call it out.
Exactly.
Most people are lacking protein, and also digestible protein for their body type oftentimes. If you look at the gut health, but that's a different story.
Yes, no, of course, we can go like right deep into a lot of these things, but there are certain things, components that if we just check and have an idea where we are at in life, it will give us a pretty good overall health situation for every single person. Like we, for example, if we do the deep protocol that is 3 or 6 months, we check fasting glucose, we check the heart rate, we check the rate pressure as well. Ideally, we do a body composition test, whether it's
yes, they recommend the DEXA, or they can do others like the in-body health assessment that I rely on. But that's essential to have. I recommend for everyone, because most people start off with saying like, I'm overweight, but when they actually have these scans, like the in-body health assessment, they actually figure out they've got excess body water, like basically inflammation, fluid. And that shifts completely in terms of like maybe negative body image. There's something else to focus on. But yeah, it's so important for people to have that score, whatever that number might be, to measure over time for improvement. That's really the aim of, I believe, what you're mentioning here. Yes.
The aim is to check where we are at. And then, as you mentioned in the beginning, why do we want to be strong? Like my first question when I have a client, that's like, okay, why do you want to have muscle? Why do you want to be strong? And the idea is to get it deep. Yes, I want to feel good. I want to look good. That's 100% important. But what else? Maybe you have children. Maybe you want to be able to roll on the floor and get up and then pull them up. Look, this is the or putting your luggage, if you're flying. So
yes, above your head, yes.
Press. This is a shoulder press. If you go down, this is a squat. So if we think about it, this protocol focuses on real life movement. That's why I'm saying global muscles for global everyday movement. So it helps in every area of your life, but it's important to know why we're doing. Like as I've said, if you have children, and I'm saying this because a lot of my clients, they have children and they want to have the energy and the vitality to play with them now, not later, right? And exercising
Yes.
also give you energy, as you said.
And like I mentioned in my example, it's like, people might want to have a beautiful summer body in December. They think that's far away, but it's sooner than you think if you procrastinate. And it's the same with like this scenario might be families decide to come and visit tomorrow or this coming weekend. And there you are with the kids, and then you can't pick them up. And it's like, no, what's happening? So it's really about, I say oftentimes, start by starting. If you want to do this, you'll find a way.
Yes, I love that. Start by starting. Yeah, and as we age, we are speaking about now, as we age, we naturally lose muscle mass, which can lead to weakness and being frail and higher risk of falls and injuries. And we know that according to the studies, 60%, 70% of deaths are in elderlies because they fall and they fracture, and then the recovery is difficult. So building muscle can make your bones stronger. So because as muscles pull on the bones during exercise, it stimulates bone growth and density. And then we reduce the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. So that's the idea. And also, I don't know if you know, but building muscle can prevent or even reverse sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. It happens. But the good news is that you can slow down this process and even reverse it through regular strength training.
I wasn't fully aware of that. That's a pretty amazing fact to know. And I'm reminded what's now quite trending is people realizing, because the science is quite clear on it at the moment, that when you use your muscles, they produce a neurotransmitter. I think it's going to be labeled the hope molecule, but basically the muscles are secreting these hormones that act as a natural antidepressant or feel good. Now, I can testify to this experience many times in my life. Some people call this runner's high. I get it oftentimes when I'm cycling. That type of specific torsion, I think tension you create on the muscles can be quite strong. And in that moment you get afterwards, usually after exertion, obviously let's say that's the pain phase or the discomfort phase. When you move past that and you're just like, oh, the next length of this running or the next length of the cycling, you get such an endorphin rush. You get such a feel-good rush. How many people can come off their medications or the antidepressants specifically just from understanding the scientific research on that molecule, the hope molecule? I just wanted to encourage the viewers to delve into this and really realize it's more than just building muscle, basically.
100%, 100%. I love that you said that, Ian. Yes, I read that as well, the hope molecule and how it can help. Well, we know for a long time that exercising helps with dopamine as well, the feeling good. It gives that energy, that vitality. And as you said, we sleep. We train, then we get tired, then we rest, because rest is also another part. As we mentioned, protein is
so important, yes.
But sleep also, and we forget about that one. We forget about that one.
Yeah.
But there's one more thing that I wanted to mention. Building muscle can increase your metabolism because it helps burn more calories throughout the day. So the more muscle
100% true.
The more calories you burn, even when you're at rest. That's cool. Because we, even by performing, the basic bodily functions like breathing, like blood circulating, nutrients processing, cell production, all the things that happen all the time, and we don't do it. It's our body's intelligence that is doing all this. So by us building more muscles, our muscles become glucose storage. So then we have less glucose running in the blood. And this could potentially help to avoid or lower diabetes, because then we don't have that glucose going in our blood. So this is like really important for health, like sarcopenia and the glucose storage side of it. I think it's an amazing properties, and not everyone knows about that.
Yes, you're mentioning many things I know that my audiences are being educated on. Is going to be exceptionally valuable for them. And yeah, I think at this stage, it's like, why not start? It's really about, and also finding a way to make it enjoyable for yourself. I mean, most people have some sort of kind of like background and experience or reasons they use for not just to, venture into this whole realm. And it's to reflect on those experiences and your maybe the discomfort or traumas that you've had, and recognize that whatever it might be, and even if you had to face it again, worst case scenario, going to that environment, there's still a way to make it the best experience for you possible, just to stop to be a bit creative. Small example in my personal life, having started in the gym as a young person, having gone to running and then back to the gym, let's say it that way, going back to the gym right now, wow, the climate has changed, eh? Man, younger and younger people in the gym and everyone with headphones. No, there was no headphones when I was young exercising. Now, many times I just want to be in my own space, so I don't put headphones on. But in other days when I'm demotivated, man, I tell you, it makes a difference to put the headphones on, just listen to some pumping music while you're doing your training. So that's just one small example. Get creative, make an enjoyable routine surrounding the before, after, or during of your strength-based training.
Nice, thank you for that. Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
And speaking about trauma or getting into the gym, for example, with this strength training session, this method, the aim is that it's effective and it's short. So you are literally there working for not more than 15 minutes. Actually, you're working for 6 minutes, like really working, and then you're moving from machine to machine. And just also know that you can do it at home as well. And we have
important for the viewers to realize, yes, they can create their own home gym, and they need relatively little equipment to start going.
Actually, with a band, you can totally do it. With a resistance band, you can do all exercises. Yeah, I mean, ideally, you have something to hang it from. Yes, yeah, it is amazing. As little as that. I use the resistance band when I travel. I take it with me, so it's like there's no excuse. It's easy.
Maybe you can post a good pull-up bar for me, because I'm about to buy one. I'm at the point now I want to build a pull-up bar in my garden. But if I can get one that actually fits on a door frame, I'll tell you, I'll start doing pull-ups at home. It's good to know what you recommend, maybe in that sense. Which brand to buy.
Look, first I bought one, the ones that gets hooked, and the frame, I couldn't use it, so I gave it away, and I bought
the thing,
the one that you open up. That's gonna fit because it opens up and closes according to your frame. But I'll share it with you.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah, that's exciting. Yes, I have it in my bedroom. So every time I walk out of the bedroom, I do something. Sometimes just for the grip, which is very good. There's some tests that they can check your grip strength. So it's good. It's good to do any of these things.
You just remind me of something I also learned from one of my other mentors, not met in person, but I follow on Instagram. I won't mention by name just for conscience sake, but in the corner of my room, you might be able to see it, or it's too far away. It's at that edge. You might see the exercise ball in the corner, but it's one of my new toys. Is to have those, I think it's called V balls, the bouncy balls. What are they officially called? I don't even know. My English is running out. I'm actually Afrikaans, for your audience to know. But yeah, so now with this new exercise ball, I have moments like I'm just going to sit and bounce on the ball. And that works, so much of the core muscles and the glutes, and deconstructs the low back tension we build from sitting on a chair. I'm sitting on my chair. By the way, maybe this is, since we're talking about practical, I sit on this.
Nice.
It's acupressure inflatable. So this side is very uncomfortable, but you get all those acupressure points stimulated. You can use it for other parts of your body than your bum. But I sit on the flat side. And what it does is it causes the same effect as the exercise ball. You're often having to balance the whole time.
Yeah.
It's actually uncomfortable in that way because you're having to work your muscles the whole time. So it means even at this stage, I really want to stand up and actually go outside, because it helps to make sitting in that sense exercise uncomfortable, so you're not sitting too long. And so much of this is relating to the sitting dis-ease.
Yeah.
So much of it is the problem, is sedentary lifestyle.
Exactly. I was gonna say you could actually be sitting on the ball right now, but you are.
I could.
Yes.
That's a great idea.
I'm standing. I'm standing. I have most of them.
Great. Well done.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Because we're very conscious. Like you do. I do qigong every morning. Sometimes it's 5 minutes. Sometimes it's 30 minutes, 15 minutes. It doesn't matter, depending on the day and the time that I have. And it's important to move. Sometimes if you're on the phone, can you have the phone call while walking? To move, get that movement. So all these things are important from a holistic point of view. One thing that I would like to emphasize is I do help people with strength training, because everything is important: mobility, flexibility, range of motion, and strength training. But if we, for whatever reason, have to choose one that is the most effective, that gives us the most health benefits, it will be building muscle for all the reasons that we
yes.
mentioned. We mentioned glucose storage, posture, even looking good, confidence, hormones, better sleep. So like sarcopenia, we need the muscle to prevent falls. More muscle, if we fall, we're protected, but also we have more stability. So yeah, if you take one thing from this talk, from this interview, it's like build muscle any way you want. Just build muscle and ensure that you have enough muscle for your weight, for your strength. We do have scales from healthy. I mean, you want to be ideally healthy or even better on the fit side. So have, I don't want to say unhealthy, but under muscle, then you have healthy and then fit. When we are fit, we have healthy reserves. So we decline, we move. So if we are on the right side of the fitness, we have this spectrum of time and adaptation again, and see where we're at. So very important to have this knowledge about ourselves, how we're feeling, what's our power, strength, number. And then, as we were mentioning, the composition. One thing that I wanted to mention there is, let's say someone wants to lose, I want to lose 5 kilos, and then they start a program, and then they lose 5 kilos. But we don't necessarily want to lose 5 kilos. We might want to lose fat, because 5 kilos might account, as you said, 3 kilos of water and losing 2 kilos of muscle. And then you lost your 5 kilos. Sure. But you lost your 5 kilos of water or fluids and muscle. And really, muscle, we want to keep, muscle is precious for many reasons. Muscle.
And this is some of the, sorry to interrupt you. I'm just thinking some people, when they start to exercise, they get frustrated because they're gaining weight, but they don't know they're gaining muscle. Exactly. So that's a big misunderstanding.
Exactly. Many times. Actually, when we start going through the process, some people, I mean, the scale goes up. That's why we want to have either the DEXA scan for body composition.
The scans, yeah.
The scans. Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why we want to know what's inside, what's happening.
Exactly. Sure. Maybe I know we wanted to round it off maybe at 15 or 20 minutes. Was there anything else you wanted to share for our audience, how they can get in touch with you, and also to subscribe for your online program? I believe that's happening on the 16th of April.
That's correct. That's correct. Actually, we are opening a new group coaching session where we're going to take a few people through this protocol. It's 6 weeks. And you will get your numbers, your strength number, and how it develops. And then at the end, what to do. We can keep on working together, or what you can do on your own. My aim is always to teach people so they become independent and sustainable, so they can go out there and do their thing, because this ideally is a lifestyle. I mean, you want to do it until the last day. We have to keep on either building or maintaining muscle. There's no other way, right? So yes, you can find information on my website, lucianapierangeli.com. Everything is going to be here in the description. In any case, you can contact me. You can email me at info@lucianapierangeli.com. And yeah, I'm also in Instagram and all the social media. You can find me with my name and my surname. And if you want to have a chat, let's have a chat. If you want to find more information, let's do it. Yeah, let's contact me today and let's get started.
It's so fun always having these discussions with you. And I'll be honest, from personal experience, when you start on this, you don't want to stop. For me, literally, like last year was a rest year from triathlon. So it's like maybe that mindset of like, I want to rest, I want to recover. But obviously laziness also creeps in. But I'll be honest, once a week, I craved doing this protocol because I felt so good doing it every single week. So yeah, I know your audience is going to love hearing this and enrolling in your program. And from my side, if anyone is in the Garden Route or George area, I focus mostly on massage therapy and Chinese acupuncture. So if you have those physical discomforts or challenges or obstacles, come to see me and let's fix them so that you can actually perform at the level in terms of exercise and strength-based training that you want to do, starting in a couple of weeks' time, because, you know, people can fix these niggles faster than they think, especially if they catch them early, like the lower back pain scenario, which is so common. So thank you so much for sharing. It's been fantastic having you. I really, really enjoyed the discussion today.
Thank you, Dr. Francois. And there's one thing that I forgot to mention. This program is all online, 100% online. So anyone in the world can actually join. Everyone is going to be doing their own sessions, and they share them with me. and I give feedback before the next session. And they will be doing 2 sessions every week. So they will have 12 workout sessions, plus all the group calls where we discuss things. And there are a lot of videos and a lot of information. So there's a lot of learning there. Personal learning from working out and getting personalized feedback, and then learning about the method, understanding why these things are important. So basically anyone can join.
That's fantastic. And I know that's so important because for me in the beginning with all the information, it's a lot of things to learn.
It is.
And for me, it caused some headaches, but that's because I couldn't call someone. So they can speak to you now. It's going to help them a lot.
Thank you so much. And looking forward to talk to you again. It was really fun. Really enjoyed it.
Me too. Looking forward to diving into the next topic. Thank you so much for your time, everyone. Looking forward to the next discussion. You must have a blessed day ahead. Cheers.
Bye.